Hi everyone, my name is Marianne and I'm a graduate student at the University of Oxford doing my master's in migration studies. I grew up in Finland and in the past 4 years I have also lived in the Netherlands and in Germany. This week I took part in the Arts for Refugees project as a student journalist, which gave me the opportunity to write an article about a post-conflict country, and I decided to focus on the current situation in Syria, which I think is one of the most topical and pressing issues at the moment. Syria has been in the news for as long as I can remember. The country has been in conflict for the past 13 years after peaceful protests during the Arab Spring were shut down by violence by the government, leading into an outbreak of a civil war in 2012. The war led to a massive outmigration from Syria, and many of these people have ended up in Europe. In the past years, I've met quite a few Syrians who have told me about their experiences, and this was one of the reasons I decided to write my article about this topic. Back when I was living in the Netherlands, I used to work for an NGO working with refugees and asylum seekers in Amsterdam. During my time there, I met some Syrians who had been impacted by the conflict, and many of them told me about their hopes of returning to Syria someday. Also, some Syrian students I later studied with in Berlin were often talking beautifully about their home country and the things they missed about it. However, since the war has dragged on in Syria, many refugees have also settled in their new societies, learned the languages, integrated into the culture, gotten a job, and formed relationships. Of course, there are also children who have been born only after their parents have left Syria and who have never been to the country. Thinking about all these complex refugee stories was an important backdrop for my article. While the Syrian conflict has basically been frozen since 2020, now in the past weeks, the situation has changed radically. On December 8th, the authoritarian government was overthrown. This was carried out by a rebel group, and it led to the former leader, Bashar al-Assad, fleeing to Russia, which brought an end to over 50 years of his family's rule in the country. While many Syrians have celebrated the end of Assad's rule, it is far from clear what comes next. The political future for Syria is up in the air, and the process of rebuilding the nation and its institutions will be incredibly challenging. The new leaders of Syria have promised to unite the country and make efforts for the safe return of refugees, but the road ahead is long and uncertain. The whole situation is complicated. It will take a lot of time and resources and international cooperation. Now, many Western countries have made statements that they are planning on sending Syrian refugees back. Also, some countries have stopped processing the asylum claims of Syrians, claiming that they don't qualify for a refugee status anymore now that the political situation has changed. Now, this is quite complicated, especially in light of international legal framework around refugees. According to international law, namely the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, everyone has the right to return to their own country. But while this sounds clear in theory, the situation on the ground in Syria is much more complicated. Of course, many are hoping to return, and they might really want to do this, but they might also face challenges when going back to Syria, as the country has been severely damaged by fighting, political chaos, and natural disasters in the past years. The UN Refugee Organization, UNHCR, has also said that the conditions in Syria are not exactly safe right now. And in my article, I reflect on this, especially in the light of what this actually looks like. For those thinking about returning, there are some serious questions to ask. What will they be returning to? And what will they face once they arrive? When I wrote my article, I focused on researching the material conditions that returning refugees might face, especially considering how much Syria has been devastated by over a decade of war. One of the most pressing issues is housing. Many people simply don't have homes to return to anymore. Areas across Syria have been heavily bombed, and many neighborhoods, both in urban areas and in the countryside, are basically in ruins. But it's not just that the war has made things worse. In 2018, the Syrian government passed a controversial law that allowed authorities to seize properties from those who couldn't provide the necessary documents to prove their ownership of those properties. People were not given a lot of time to do this, and if they failed to meet the deadline, the government had the right to confiscate these homes under the guise of so-called development projects. This was obviously a very unjust law, and it deprived many people of their houses. And then in February 2023, Syria was hit by a devastating earthquake, which only added to the humanitarian crisis in Syria. Whole communities were affected, more homes were destroyed, and people were displaced yet again, moving to areas that were already struggling to support those displaced by the war. In my article, I also discussed the state of Syria's infrastructure. The destruction of hospitals, schools, roads, and other critical services means that life will be far from normal for many Syrians. Medical care remains inaccessible in many parts of the country, and the collapse of the healthcare system has left people vulnerable to many diseases. I also found that water resources, which were already scarce before the war, have been weaponized, and bombing has destroyed water treatment plants. This has created major sanitation issues, leaving millions without access to clean water. Then, of course, the economy of Syria has also been weakened by the war, and importantly, also by the economic sanctions that have been imposed by the international community against the Assad government. Although the intention was to weaken the power of the authoritarian leadership, this has also impacted the everyday lives of Syrians, who have since had more difficulties to find jobs and secure income for their families. The war has also led to inflation, which has pushed more and more people into poverty. It is likely that the economic recovery from all of this will take years. While the returning refugees might help grow and rebuild the economy, many might also face difficulties in finding employment and income. And they might therefore choose to stay elsewhere where there is more economic security. On top of all of this, Syria's environment has also suffered greatly. Years of conflict have led to deforestation and severe air pollution, making it even harder for people to rebuild their lives. Agriculture, which was once a major part of Syria's economy, has been suffering. Lack of water and destroyed irrigation systems have left much of the farmland basically unusable. For refugees who may have relied on farming for a living, returning to their land might not be an option anymore. While Syria might have seen the end of Assad regime, the country is still in a state of flux and transition. And rebuilding is going to take much longer than I think anyone would like to admit. The material conditions necessary for a safe and secure return aren't in place yet, and rushing to send people back could cause more harm than good. In conclusion, I hope that my article encouraged readers and listeners to think more deeply about the complexities of returning home for refugees. Returning to Syria is not as simple as saying goodbye to Europe. It involves a lot of material, political, and social issues that need to be addressed carefully. What's most important is that any return is truly voluntary and based on well-informed decisions. This is a process that requires patience, understanding, and international cooperation. I hope you enjoy this podcast and my article. Thanks for listening.